Hello and welcome to Seder Soul Sailing. I'm trying to find some sun here. It's a little difficult. It is. It's kind of a weird day. We have like two fronts come through and heavy winds, like uh, like you know, 30, 40 knot winds. And this is a. I've only been on this boat, um, Jesus, a little over a month and a half maybe. So I'm still, getting used to the anchor and all that kind of stuff. So it's, you know, I've been also I've been doing things like cleaning the head in the captain's suite because I didn't have a lot of cleaning supplies when I moved down on board, and most of my cleaning supplies are in a different country that I had enough shit to carry with my cheap uh, whatever internet airline ticket with no carry-on luggage and shit. So I had a backpack. I sure wasn't going to be bringing like cleaning supplies and such. So I've been slowly building up to having a decent live aboard. Got to get everything cleaned up. Victoria's coming to visit in a bit, and do not want a filthy head. I feel it's. I love this boat. It's a South African catamaran. It's sturdy, well built. There's no balsa core anywhere in it. It's a tank of a boat. But it's not fancy. It doesn't have a lot of fancy teak woodwork and shit like that, and it doesn't look pretty in the pictures. But it's comfortable as hell and it's easy to clean. I'm a big fan of plastic, lots and lots of exposed fiberglass, and yeah, it cleans up nice. Unlike me, I still look like a lumberjack apparently when I try to clean up. Um, so today, I haven't been doing many readings about the U.S. because we hear enough about the U.S. But also, I do not know what to think about what's going on in the U.S. right now. I see craziness coming from the leadership, and I see brilliance coming from the leadership, and it's like there's a pattern starting to form. I hear crazy things and crazy people saying crazy shit, and they think that World War III is about to start any day half the time. But then you start looking at what's going on, and there's method to the madness. So I'm just laying low when it comes to the U.S. I'm going to see what happens. Uh, my politics, I've said before, kill them all and let the Buddha sort out. Just joking. Don't kill anybody. The Buddha wouldn't like that. That's a joke. That's irony to the censors out there. Um, but the but and I do believe in natural law, but I also kind of practice game theory and no permanent friends, no permanent enemies. If somebody's doing something that aligns with your goals, support them, and as soon as they do something that oppose your goals, they're no longer your friend. The what is the Arab saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's not necessarily true because the enemy of your enemy can help you out and then turn around and stab you in the back too. But right now, there are certain things that the U.S. government's doing that I align with. So I'm supporting them, and one of them is basically taking a giant shit all over the ass clown car that's running the EU. And it's really pretty funny. So it's going to rain. Of course, I'll start doing this, and now it'll rain. I may have to move inside. But so the von der Leyen ass clown car is absolutely turning into fascists. I mean, they arrested Greta, what her name is, that Greta, let's just call her Greta, for holding up a sign supporting Palestinians and opposing genocide. I mean, these people they're fucking nuts. They they're out of control. They should not be. They should not be allowed to walk the streets without supervision, much less run the EU. Um, and Trump is actually having a lot of fun with these shitbirds. I mean, and he's doing things that in theory, I don't support. You know, in principle, like he's using the law to ban European diplomats and like the mechanics that are taking care of Macron's clown car from coming to the U.S. But I don't like I don't like the EU banning people like David Icke, and I don't like Trump banning the ass clowns from Europe. But that doesn't mean it's not funny, and it's really funny to watch the European ass clown car reacting to it. They're like, who is Trump to tell us how to run our countries? And they're arresting people from other countries. They're like sanctioning Swiss diplomats for Facebook posts. It's like, fuck you, just fuck you. And that's what Trump's doing. He's like he's doing it is like he's literally laughing at the goddamn fools, and I support it. I mean, hell, if he wanted to take him and put him in a UFC fighting match, it's like, you know, I'd go watch that, you know. So anyway, fuck him. It's like I would laugh if they arrested the Ursula von der Leyen as she set foot in the United States and put her in a cell next to Greta. Maybe let Greta go and let Ursula have her bed. Whatever. So I'm going to do a reading about. So this is a reading for the U.S. for 2026. Let's see what the cards have to say about the U.S. in the coming year. See, we've done the world as a whole, and we've done Italy. Now let's do the U.S. Because who knows? I mean, I look at shit like what's going on in Venezuela, and Venezuela's a goddamn mess. Jesus. You know, I mean, whether it's Trump running it or the Maduro or the Chinese, it doesn't matter. They got a goddamn disaster over there. And it has been a disaster since that frickin' communist bastard took over in 2000. And I have friends who are Venezuelan. They're like bleeding heart liberal Obama supporters. And they were living there when, what was his name? Chavez or whatever his name was took over. And the shit he did was unbelievable. They had like a world class in Venezuela. They had this world class medical institute. It was like one of the best in the world. That Chavez shut it down and put all these top notch professors and stuff that were creating really good doctors for the world. He put them to work like cleaning toilets and shit. You know, I mean, he was about as useful as Chairman Mao and Chairman Mao's wife. You know, I mean, he's a fucking idiot. You know, there's people I really respect, like Aaron Mate, who's one of the best journalists in the world, and this guy that he works with. I really like their work, but I truly disagree on them for their support of Maduro and that crowd, because I know what it's like for real people under that system, and it's not good. It is not good. So let's see. So at the same time, I don't think taking China's oil tankers is a brilliant move, but who knows what's going on behind the scenes? It's so crazy that until I know more, I'm not going to form any opinions on any of this stuff. Let's see what the cards have to say about it. I mean, it's easy to form opinions on the clown cars running the EU because Jesus Christ, it's like you know, Bozo the goddamn clown running around with a. This is the signifier for the U.S. for 2026. Interesting. Yeah, no shit. It's active and passionate. And here's the overall situation. That's putting our craft to good use. That's putting our craft into practice. I mean, what I knew about Trump, like I was busy sailing, learning to sail and shit, and getting a boat when he was a president. The first time I didn't pay much attention. Second time around, I was gone. But so what I knew about Trump was basically the Apprentice show, and I disagreed with his decisions a lot of times. Let's just say that. But who knows? And this is the gateway. This is the gateway that brings everything together. This is like a spiritual a spiritual spark, like the first spiritual spark. And here's the root card, and that's waiting. Apparently, with the Knight of Wands and the Four of Swords as the root, and the Knight of Wands as the signifier. I think our waiting's over, and here's the present moment justice. So, like, one thing I have figured out about Trump, like, I don't know what to make of the guy in one way or the other. But one thing I do know is that what he says and what he does are very different things. So I don't listen to the noise. I don't listen to the noise that comes out of anybody's mouth, really, except for the freaking European clown car, because they're funny, And here's the psychological future, and that's a battle. So there's a battle to come. It's not going to be easy whatever happens, but the future is the Ace of Swords, and that means that's the okay. The Page of Swords would be like the spark of something, but the Knight of Swords is the actual act itself. That's shit's happening. The shit's happening in this reading. Here's this the fears, and that's the High Priestess. And yeah, I can see that. What that's saying, I'll use my old Llewellyn publishing language. That's girl magic. The magician is boy magic, and the high priestess is girl magic. Girl magic. Women have to, because we're physically stronger. I mean, we are, except for if we cut our dicks off and go and join the Olympic boxing team or whatever. But women always have to. It was a line from The Sopranos. The women always have to top from the bottom. They have to sort of act submissive, but exert control through that role, and you do. I mean, historically, at least since the Kali Yuga began, I don't know, 20, 30,000 years ago, whatever the hell it was. I mean, since the simulation we're in began, we have been a patriarchy, and women have had to exercise their power through cleverness and subtlety and to a degree deception. And it's okay because, I mean, thank God for women, because if we were really running everything like we think we are, the dudes, it wouldn't be good. Let's just put it that way. And here's the astrological energies, and this is the initiation, the spark of passion. And this is the desires. We want to get out of where we're at, even if we don't know where we're going. And I can see that because this whole neoliberal, neoconservative, what do you call it, globalism movement that kind of began under Reagan and Thatcher and was perfected under Blair and Clinton, that's fucked. That's the concrete slowly creeping. And yeah, we do want to get out of that. And the final outcome for the U.S., this is for the U.S., this isn't good. This is loose ends. So I see a lot of action in this reading. I see a lot of things happening, but I don't see it coming to a good conclusion necessarily because of leaving loose ends. And honestly, that would fit with Trump's MO too, because he's got. It's a hard job. I'll give him that. But you've got to work with so many shitbirds, and I mean, what are you going to do with somebody like Marco Rubio? If Sheldon Adelson's wife gives you $1 billion for your campaign, and she says you got to bring in Rubio because he sucks Israeli butt. I guess you bring in Rubio. It's how the game is played. Unfortunately, this modifies the fears of the high priestess. So, yeah. So I think we need to own our own desire and our own passion, and not and figure out how to work in a chaotic, disruptive situation. And with this is modifying the astrological energies. So yeah, I don't think that the astrology is not about finishing something right now. The astrology is about starting something, but it's not about finishing it. And again, this is the final outcome. So finishing is going to be the finishing. Failure to finish properly could be what does us in. This modifies the desires, and the desires are to leave, to get the hell out of Dodge, even if you don't know where you're going. And I think that is like, yeah, we got to follow our passion. This modifies the final outcome. And in this case, okay, we got a lot of swords here, a lot of swords in the action. We've got 2 wands, and we've got 4 swords, and we've got justice. So we're going to get what we deserve in the U.S. That's for sure, and we're gonna do things are going to happen this year. I think probably what they're preparing to do. I think part of the reason that Trump's throwing the EU under the bus is because the EU could conceivably cockblock them for revaluing gold, the European Central Bank, but by killing the euro, which is exactly what's happening. I mean, the euro is dying so fast nobody even realizes it, because the euro is completely dependent on. It was dependent on the goodwill of members. It's losing that. It is also dependent on the bond market with the Japanese carry trade unwinding. It's losing that. It was dependent on U.S. military backstop as its stick. You need a carrot and a stick. The stick was the U.S. being part of NATO, and Trump pulled the plug on that December 4th. So yeah, they are they're effed in the A. But so they could have pulled the plug on this revaluing gold. They were probably the European Central Bank, as long as the euro is functional, the European Central Bank could have cock-blocked that plan, and that plan is the only way the U.S. gets out of its economic disaster. I mean, the only way out right now at this point, we've either got default on our bonds and the whole world economy just goes to shit. The whole world becomes the Weimar Republic in the 1920s, or we revalue gold and we have created asset-backed currency that go alongside the dollar. The dollar will sort of function as what we use for spending, for business transactions, and for international transactions, it'll be the gold-backed currency, the something similar to the BRICS unit, and the EU is just going to be toast. I mean, the disaster coming to the EU is unimaginable. But they kind of brought it on themselves. The Brits have a big responsibility for that, and they're not even part of the EU technically anymore, but they are. That's bullshit. Brexit never really happened. They just made a bunch of annoyances for the people of the UK traveling in Europe, and other than that, nothing really changed. Starmer still sucks the same money teeth as Macron and Mertz and the rest of them. Oh, hey, I'm sorry, I haven't been reading you all. Hi, I'm good. Why are you bald? Why am I bald? Seriously, somebody asked, why am I bald? Well, there's an answer to that. I have a lot of testosterone. I went bald when I was like 25 years old. I was bald by the time I was 25. I'm a Brit. I wish you well, Mike Smith. And honestly, I love the Brits, and you got a problem with your leadership. My country is in shit. Yeah, your country is in shit. I'll do a reading on the UK, but we have to help the Brits because they are wonderful people. They do not deserve these. They don't deserve pervert royal family, and they don't deserve freaking creeps like Starmer and Boris Johnson or whatever goddamn that clown was. We really have to. We're going to have to help the people of Europe. We really are, because we can't let them suffer because of the shitheads that are running the clown car. Starmer is a dictator. He's a goddamn fascist, no doubt about it. But I always say we can have Bastille Day too, but we shouldn't do that. Don't do that. Do not have Bastille Day too. But if you do, and if Starmer is on the stinky end of the guillotine, post the video because it's terrible, tragic. But I'll watch it. Okay. But don't do that. Don't do that. But if you do, post the video. but don't do that. Yeah, I think the U.S. is in for a big world of hurt too. Looking at this, something's going to happen, but it is. We're not going to get the U.S. I still identify as I've been in the U.S. like once in the last 5 years, but I still kind of consider myself a U.S. person. Hey, if y'all like this, give me a like. Push the thing. Give it 2 big thumbs up, Ursula von der Leyen's ass. Think of it like that. Push the thumbs up her ass button, because good, another one. Bless you all, and the U.S. isn't out of the woods. Things are going to be crazy, and they aren't going to get any less crazy. Love you all. Thank you for watching, and it's getting kind of windy out here, and I'm feeling a few gusts of rain, so I don't want my cards to be out in the rain. And so give it a like. If you know anybody that, even if you know anybody that'll be pissed off and like want to come kick my ass, like find me in my undisclosed location, show them the video, and then they can ask me why I'm bald too. Testosterone, though. I got way too much testosterone. Love you all. Hope you had a great holiday. Hope you had a great Christmas or whatever. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And I hope you're all safe. And even if you're in the deepest shitstorm of the whole EU or wherever, UK or France or wherever, if there's anything we can do to help you, let us know. And if there's anything any of you can do to help people that are in this situation, that are going through this, that are under the yoke of these idiotic, they're the lowest rent goddamn tyrants in the human history. It's like, Jesus, can't you at least have a little class, Love you all. I got to get going here because the wind's kicking up and my cards are going to get blown away. And I got to get inside before it rains. Love you. Goodbye.